Welcome back to the Washington Nationals MLB 26 franchise. We have reached the postseason for the first time in this franchise, and it's the first time for the Nationals since they won the World Series in 2019. And we're really excited to get into this playoff series, and I've gone ahead and simmed ahead, and we will be taking on the Milwaukee Brewers, who won the National League Central. They beat the Mets 2-1. Arizona knocked off Atlanta, so we got rid of the Mets and Atlanta in the wild card round. So Diamondbacks will take on the Dodgers. American League side, Cleveland knocked off the A's. Detroit knocked off Houston, so Detroit gets Seattle. Cleveland gets Boston. And I want to show you something here real quick. Down on the AA side, we won the Southern League Championship, so we win 5-0 in Game 2 and get the 2-0 sweep in that series. Tony Tulibitz hit a home run for us, and Will Fox throws a 5-hit shutout complete game win for the Senators as we get a championship down in AA. So let's go take a quick look at the Brewers. Don't know much about them this season. And they have Brandon Sproat, Jacob Mizorowski, Michael King, Quinn Priester, Kyle Harrison on the rotation side, our starting rotation side. Bullpen, Kelly, Uribe, Matsui, Mason Miller. Remember, they traded for him, so they have a stud closer in the pen. Batting lineup side against righties, Frelick, Yelich, O'Hearn, Terang, Made. A lot of big power threats that I'm aware of here against lefties, which they'll get in Game 1 against Shane McClanahan. This is their lineup, Yelich in left. And we'll just see how this series goes. Our side, we're going to roll with this lineup. Wood's going to slide up to 2. Buxton 3's got better clutch than Wood does. And Garcia's going to go up to 5. Dylan Cruz down to 6. I want to get Garcia's clutch in action more with these guys on base in front of him. Against lefties, McVay will hop up here, and Castro and Garcia will slot in at 7 and 8. Pitching rotation side, McClanahan, Horton, Lord, and Lopez. Got Sasaki and Alvarez in long relief, and everybody else here in the regular slots for the bullpen. And McClanahan will take on Brandon Sproat in Game 1. We will show you all 3 of the first 3 games of this series. If we get a sweep, then we'll move on to the next one. If we don't get a sweep and there's a Game 4, it will be its own episode. And if we have to go to Game 5, it will be its own episode as well. So we don't have any spoilers by the length of the video. So let's hop in here to Game 1. Shane McClanahan trying to pitch the Nationals off to a good start in the NLDS. That's what he brought him in here for, lead this staff, and hopefully we'll have a big game here. And just so you know, I will pitch and I will hit in every single one of these games. We will not be watching action. I will be actively playing these games. And these are the sliders that I use for gameplay. Hitting, most of this is straight down the middle, except for CPU starter stamina. Got base running steal frequency a touch up. And yeah, I've got CPU foul frequency turned way down because it's out of control. And here we are, much anticipated day. Get back to the playoffs for the first time since 2019 and welcome the Central Division Milwaukee Brewers to town. And a bright, sunshiny day as the planes with the flyby. And we're all excited. The fans, fever pitch. They've missed the playoffs for several years, and now they're glad that the team's back and they're ready to celebrate as we get the Milwaukee Brewers here in the NLDS. Winner will take on either Arizona or the Dodgers in the NLCS. And yeah, win the whole dang thing. Well, I'm not sure we have quite the team to win the whole dang thing, but we're going to surely try. It's the Milwaukee Brewers. It's the Washington Nationals. It's the postseason on MLB The Show 26. And on the mound for the Nats, Shane McClanahan, our big free agent signing in the offseason, my favorite lefty in the majors. See his numbers on the season. Brought him in to be the staff ace. He was just that. And now we need him to give us off to a quick start here in this best of 5 series. First man he's going to face is second baseman Bryce Terang. And the first pitch of the playoffs is high for a ball. Terang's got speed. He's got a little more pop than I remember. McClanahan has him down to count 1-2 though. Here's the pitch. And ground ball second base. Garcia's got that. Throw to first, and there we go. Quick 1 out to start this game. Great start already. You take a look at the Brewers lineup. Notice there's no Christian Yelich. Joey Bart's going to play against the left-handed pitcher. And Jesus Made in at short, Mitchell in left. Ryan O'Hearn, really good season for him. 23 bombs, 93 RBI. Batting second, playing first base. He's down on the count 1-2. Here's the pitch from Shane. And swings and misses and strikes out on the changeup. And that's his second out of the inning. First strikeout of the game. That'll bring in DH Jonathan Aranda. Big season for him. Looks like he hit a lot of solo shots with 35 homers and 84 ribs. Got him from Tampa Bay in a big trade. 2-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball to first. McVeigh's got it. He'll race to the bag. And there we go. 1-2-3, top of the first. Just how we drew it up on the drawing board. And now we go to the bottom half. Abrams, Wood, and Buxton trying to give us an early lead. On the mound for the Brewers, Brandon Sproat. Got him from the Mets and the Freddie Peralta deal. See his season this year, losing record. Not the greatest ERA or whip. And first man is going to face C.J. Abrams. Power hitting shortstop. Going to be moving to second next year. Need him to get on base and get this game started. Heading the count 2-0. Here's a line shot caught by shortstop Jesus Made. And that's the first out. Here's our lineup. Got Wood up to 2, Buxton to 3. And we've moved Garcia ahead of Cruz. I want that clutch. Batting behind Buxton and Pasquantino. And here's James, our stud. 33 homers, 92 ribs. Neither of those led the team. Vinny led the team in home runs and RBIs this year. He's going to rip this one right to first. Knocked down by O'Hearn. Throw to the pitcher, and he just gets Wood at first base. Kind of casual toss there. That'll bring in Byron Buxton, our big deadline trade. 253, 34, and 104. Had over 20 steals as well. Count even at 2, and here's the pitch, and sinker down and in, strikes out for the third out of the inning. As Sproat goes through us just like McClanahan did them. We're through one inning, and there's no score. And lead things off in the top of the third. Both teams went out 1-2-3 in the second. Jesus Made, their number one prospect, star shortstop, didn't have the greatest season at the plate. And there's a high fly ball to left field, and that one is not coming back. Just like that, Milwaukee's on the board. First hit of the game for either team. And I'm not happy with that result. That was an up-and-in fastball, buried up and in. And how he turned on that pitch and hit it out, I don't know. You check this replay. And that says letter high. That is not a representation of where that pitch was. That pitch was up and in. And, yeah, we're down 1-0. Got CPU'd. That'll bring in Garrett Mitchell, not having a good offensive season. He is a good defensive player, though. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-2 count. Here's a pitch from Shane. And it's going to be a ground ball, one hopper to Abrams. Throw to first, and there's the first out of the inning. That'll bring in third baseman Joey Ortiz. Another player with not a good offensive season. And to move to third after they brought up Made to play short. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's going to be a tapper back to Shane. Turn in fire, and there's 2 down here in the top of the third. Back to the top of the order. Second baseman Bryce Terang. See his numbers, 26 home runs, a little more power than I remember out of him. 1-2 count, here's the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball, second base. Garcia's got it, spins and throws, and he gets him for the third out. So we give up a leadoff home run to Jesus Made. Right here. Get the next 3 guys out. We're down 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the third inning. And we're actually going to skip ahead to the bottom of the fourth. Not much offense going on for either team. Chirrillo got a hit in the top half. It's only 2 hits in this game. The 2-2 pitch is outside to Abrams. Runs the count full now. Wood on deck. CJ can find a way to get on base, steal him in a scoring position. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it is outside for ball 4. So does his job as a leadoff man, gets on base in front of the power bats. Now we got to do a little running. Going to go on the first pitch. There he goes. Here's the pitch. Strike, throw down, and he is safe easily. So now we have a man in scoring position. Both CJ and Cruz had over 40 steals this year for us. Wood works the count full. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball base hit up the middle. Abrams around third, and he's going to come in and score, and this game is going to be tied. There we go. Manufacture that run. Walk, stolen base, and a base hit. We're even up at 1 now, and Byron Buxton steps in 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Down to count 1-2. Here's the pitch from Sproat. And inside out, and he's going to shoot that to right field. And it's going to be a base hit, so we're going to have 2 men on now with nobody out as the first 3 batters reach here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll bring in Vinny. 42 bombs, 110 ribs, led the team in both categories. Breakthrough season for him. He runs the count full. 2 on, nobody out. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball. And grabbed by O'Hearn. He's going to step on first. Both runners are going to move up on the play. He kept that out of the right field corner. Now we have 2nd and 3rd and 1 out for Luis Garcia and his 93 clutch rating. And here's a shot over third. That's going to get down and into the corner. And that's going to plate 2 runs as Garcia rounds first on his way to second. And he's going to be in safely with a 2-run double. And that gives the Nationals a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There we go. And that's going to be it for Sproat. Surprisingly, manager has seen enough. And he's getting yanked in the 4th inning. Not sure what's up with that, but they're going to the pen quick. And Grant Anderson's going to come in and try and shut down this rally. See his numbers during the year. He only pitched in 30 games, 3.99 ERA. Not bad across the board, though. And Dylan Cruz going to step in. He struck out his first time. Got a man on second, 1 out, 3-1 lead, 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Anderson, and he chases a sweeper and strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning, his 2nd strikeout in the game. That'll bring in Rookie of the Year Tom McVeigh, grounded out his first time. He's down in a count 0-2. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to short. Made's got it. Throw to first, and that's the 3rd out. But the Nationals rally, put up 3 runs in the inning, highlighted by Luis Garcia's opposite field double. We're up 3-1 now after 4 innings here in Game 1. And we're hopping ahead to the top of the 6th inning. Nothing happened on either side in the 5th. Joey Ortiz will lead things off. He's down to count 1-2, and here's the pitch from Shane. It's a high fly ball in the center field. Buxton a couple of steps back, and he'll settle under it and have that for the first out here in the 6th. That'll bring in second baseman Bryce Terang. Hitless on the day. Here's a shot over second. That's going to get down, and it's going to get by Cruz all the way to the wall. And Terang's going to be in with an extra base hit. He stops at second base, and now they have a man on second with 1 out. Speed on the base paths. O'Hearn at the plate, and that's going to be inside for ball 4. So Milwaukee is going to get 2 guys on. Terang had already stolen third base earlier in that at-bat, so they have men at the corners and 1 out for Jonathan Aranda. Big power threat here. Heading to count 1-0. Here's the pitch. There's going to be a ground ball to first. McVeigh's got it. Throws a second for 1. Throw it back to first. And McClanahan's there. And a 3-6-1 double play bails Shane out of that inning. Gives up a double, a walk. Pitches around it as our defense comes through. And there you go. That's why McVeigh's playing first base. Much greater range than Vinny Pasquantino at first. We're going to hop to the 7th inning. We went down 1-2-3 in the 6th. Jackson Trios, 1 for 2 with a singles, going to lead things off for Milwaukee. They're down 3-1 in this game. 1-2 pitch. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle, and it's going to bleed through. So the Brewers, I have a leadoff man on here in the 7th inning. Got some speed there at first base as well, and that'll bring in Joey Bart. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He hit .310 during the season. Platoon mostly against lefties. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball, and that's going to get through as well. So now the Brewers have 2 men on and little seeing eye singles up the middle to start the 7th inning. Puts the tying runners on. That'll bring in Sal Frelick. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. See, he hit .302 during the regular season. Not a lot of power, though. Heading to count 1-0. Here's the pitch. Here's a high fly ball towards the left field line. Wood on the run, and he's got it. Wow. Long running catch there, saved a run as both runners have to hold. Great defensive play by James Wood, and now we have 2 on and 1 out. That'll bring in a shortstop, Jesus Mate, hit that solo homer back in the third. Still don't know how he hit that pitch out. Down to count 1-2. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a little blooper around second base. Garcia's got it as the runner gets back to avoid being doubled off. That'll be the second out of the inning. That brings in Garrett Mitchell. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Not much of an offensive threat. Down to count 0-2. Shane trying to punch him out to get out of this inning. And there's a little flip over third base. That's going to get down, and that's going to score 1 run. As Chirio's going to come around and score to make this 3-2. Now the Brewers have 2 on and 2 out. Joey Ortiz 0 for 2 on the day. Clanahan with pitch number 91. And there's a shot into right center field. Cruz racing back, and he's not going to get it. One hop off the wall. Throw comes back in. Runner around third. Here's the throw to the plate, and he is safe. And the Brewers rally 3 runs in the inning, and they take a 4-3 lead here in the 7th. Left Shane in for 1 pitch too many, 1 batter too many. Just takes the pitch and hits it the opposite way. Now we are down again, this time 4-3. And going to the bullpen, 1 batter too late. Thought Shane could get him out. I mean, he was down to count 0-2, trying to punch him out on a curveball. Give up 1 hit, give up a hit on the pitch on the outside, and got to do better as the manager and managing this pitching staff. Jalen Beeks is going to come in. He's got the better clutch rating between Beeks and Lucchese, so he's going to come in right here with a man on second and 2 out. Facing Bryce Terang. Milwaukee ahead 4-3. 2-0 pitch on the way, and it's going around ground ball to third base. Castro's got it, throws to first, and we get out of the inning. But that was a big 3-run inning highlighted by the 2-run double by Joey Ortiz. Give them a lead 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And we're going to hop to the top of the 8th inning. We put a man on, couldn't get him in. And now Maton's going to come in. He's going to relieve Beeks. And we have nobody on and 2 out. Jackson Trio up 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Scored a run. 2-2 count on him. And here's the pitch. There's a long fly ball to left, and that one's gone also. Man, bullpen. It's been the story of the year. Sometimes they pitch great, and sometimes they pour gas on the fire. Now it's a 5-3 lead. Maton hung that curveball, and Trio hit it a long way. 425, 110 off the bat. Now we got a lot of work to do. Gonna have to need a man on base now to get this game to a tying run situation, and that's the only run they would score in the inning, but it's enough to give them a 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And we're skipping ahead to the bottom of the 9th. We didn't do anything in the bottom of the 8th. They didn't do anything in the top of the 9th, and Mason Miller coming in and trying to close this game out. They acquired him in a trade earlier this season. Big flame-throwing right-handed pitcher. See his numbers on the year. Only 50 hits in 72 innings, 53 saves, a 1.88 ERA. Only allowed 5 home runs, 84 strikeouts in 71 innings. Vinny Pasquantino is going to lead this bottom of the 9th inning off. Need a base runner to possibly tie this game. First pitch swinging is going to be a fly ball into left field, and Mitchell's going to settle under it, and he'll have that. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. That'll bring in Luis Garcia, that big 2-run double earlier in the game. Need him to get on base now. Dylan Cruz on deck. Garcia works the count full. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss on the changeup down and in, and he strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning. And you have to gear up for 102, and he throws that changeup. It's 20 miles slower. Then I'll bring in Dylan Cruz, having a tough day. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Whatever I was doing at the plate with him was just not working. Does work to count 3-2, though. Trying to get on base, and the pitch, and he gets blown away by a 102-mile-an-hour fastball at the letters, and Miller finishes it off as the Brewers steal Game 1 of the NLDS. Clanahan was pitching great, and we left him in too long, and the Brewers made us pay as they take Game 1 of this best of 5. See the line score. Sproat didn't last very long. Trio 3 hits and a home run. McClanahan deserved better. And we got to bounce back in game 2. Cannot go to Milwaukee down 2. See Kevin Kelly with the win, McClanahan the loss, Miller his second save. Go to the box score. 3 hits for Chiriot. He only struck out 4 times, had 1 walk, gave up 2 home runs and 2 doubles. Sproat doesn't last long. That was very surprising, but the bullpen only gives up 2 hits in the last 5 2/3 innings. And you just can't win if you can't put runs on the board, right? Go to our side. 5 different guys with 1 hit. We struck out 8 times, 1 extra base hit, 2 steals by Abrams. And McClanahan, 1 or 2 batters too long. Bullpen did okay. Well, Mayton gave up the extra home run. And we lose game 1. And the all-important game 2. We cannot fall behind 2-0. See a cloudy, overcast night here in Washington, D.C. As the Brewers steal home field advantage with the win in game 1. Nationals trying to even things back up here. Need our offense to be a little more consistent, and I have to do a better job managing our pitching staff and get guys out when they are in trouble. On the mound for us today is Cade Horton. Got him in a big trade in the offseason from the Cubs. Won a World Series with the Cubs last year. Great season for him. He led all of the majors with that 2.76 ERA. And leading things off will be Bryce Terang. Trying to get things going for the Brewers. 1-1 count on him. Here's the pitch from Horton. And it's going to be a tapper to first base. McVay's got it. Turns and fires. And Horton is there. And he just gets him at first for the first out here in game 2. See this lineup. And Yelich is back in. But no Made, no Chiriot. I do not know what this lineup is. I don't know if it's a rest day or what, but Chiriot had 3 hits and a home run, and he's not in the lineup. I don't understand. And no Frelick in center field. I'll bring in Christian Yelich, having a rough postseason. He's a much better hitter than that. Take a look at what he did in regular season. 33 doubles, 33 homers, hit .284. So he is very dangerous. Got a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Horton. And it's going to be a ground ball, 1 hopper to Abrams. Got that. Fires to first and scooped there by McVay. And that's the second out of this top of the first inning. And that'll bring in Ryan O'Hearn. See his numbers in the postseason. 1-1 count on him. Here's the pitch from Horton. And it's going to be a ground ball to first. McVay's got it. He'll race to the bag. And a 1-2-3 top of the first for Horton and the Nats. Now we head to the bottom half. CJ, Wood, Buxton. Trying to get the offense going early tonight. And on the mound for the Brewers, flame-throwing Jacob Misiorowski. See, he's had a rough first start in the postseason with that 81 ERA. Much better regular season. It was only 7-9, but 188 Ks and 159 innings. Did allow 22 home runs. And CJ will be tasked with getting this offense started against Misiorowski. Heading to count 2-1. I had already decided before this game started we're going to make him throw a lot of pitches. His clutch and control are not very high. And there's ball 3 on the inside corner. Count goes full. And a pitch to CJ. And he swings and misses and strikes out on a 99 heat above the letters. And that's a first out here in the bottom of the first inning. See our lineup. Exact same as we had in game 1. No need to change anything. Just got to execute better. Got to bring in James Wood. He was 1 for 4 in the first game. 2-2 count on him. Misiorowski comes set. And the pitch. And he blows him away 100 miles an hour right down the middle of the plate. So we're going to have to dial it up and deal with his triple-digit fastball today. That'll bring in Buxton. He went 1 for 4 in game 1. Had nobody on and 2 out. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Buxton ahead in the count, 2-1. Here's the pitch. Team a ground ball off the pitcher's leg. Goes to third base. Ortiz spins and throws, but Buxton's way too fast. And he's going to get an infield hit off Misiorowski. And they're going to check on him now and see if he's okay. Yeah, he says he's fine. He's going to stay in this ball game. Now bring in Vinny with 1 on and 2 out. No score, bottom of the first. There goes Buxton. Here's a pitch, strike, throw down, and he's in safe with the stolen base. Knew that was going to happen. Abrams, Buxton, and Cruz are all going. We're going to be very aggressive with them on the bases. Here's the 1-1 pitch now to Vinny. There's a shot in his center field. Perkins comes over, and he drops it off the heel of his glove, and Buxton's going to score on the play. And Washington's going to have a 1-0 lead on the error by the center fielder. Look at this replay. Off-speed pitch, hammers it. It's just a line drive to center field. Comes racing in. I think it's going to be an easy out, and it hits right off the heel of his glove. And that's because Frelick's not in center field. And that'll bring in Luis Garcia now with 1 on and 2 out. 1 for 4 with a big 2-run double in game 1. 2-2 count on him. And the pitch from Mizorowski, and swings and misses on the changeup. You're dialing up for 100, and he drops 86 on you. But we get a gift run on the air by the center fielder. We're up 1-0 after 1 inning here in Game 2 of the NLDS. And lead things off in the second inning for Milwaukee be Jonathan Aranda. See what kind of postseason he's had. Huge OPS. Down to count 0-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Here in the second. Here's a pitch. And a little flip over third base, and that's going to drop and be a base hit. So Milwaukee will have their leadoff man on base here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring in shortstop Jet Williams. Don't know much about him. Hasn't done anything since his first at-bat in the postseason. And look, he only had 4 games, 14 at-bats in the regular season. Hit a home run, so only hit in those 14 at-bats. This is a case of the CPU subbing in a higher-rated player for someone else who played all year long. I don't know who that is. The 0-2 pitch. He's going to chase a sweeper and strike out for the first out of the inning. That'll bring in Garrett Mitchell now. Playing right field today. Got 1 on, 1 out. He's down at count 1-2. And the pitch pop up on the infield. McVay. Couple of steps back, and he's going to settle under that and have that for the second out. There we go. That'll bring in catcher Jake Rogers, having a huge postseason so far. He will start against right-handed pitching. Down to count 1-2. Here's a pitch from Horton. It's going to be a little one-hopper to second. Flip to CJ at second base for the force. And we get out of that inning unscathed. Go to the bottom of the second inning. It's still 1-0 Nats. And lead things off in the bottom half will be Dylan Cruz. Very rough game 1. Went 0 for 4 with 4 Ks. I just couldn't make contact with him. He's down to count 0-2 here. And swings and chases a slider and strikes out. So 0 for 5 now with 5 Ks to start his playoffs. 4th K of the game for Mizorowski. So he just... no chance on that play at all. That'll bring in Tom McVay. Nobody on, 1 out. He's down on account 0-2. It'll be pitch number 30 from Mizorowski. And it's going to be a little floater in the right field and off Mitchell's glove, and it's going to drop, and he's going to have a base hit. Made a diving attempt, but couldn't come up with it. So now we have a man on first and 1 out, and that'll bring in Willie Castro. Gift hit there. Outfielders are struggling tonight. I don't know if it's the lights or what it is. And the 1-1 pitch, and it hits Castro on the thigh. So now we're going to have 2 men on and 1 out. That'll bring in catcher Harry Ford, his first at-bat of the postseason. First postseason at-bat in his career. He works the count full. This is pitch number 39 for Mizorowski, already in the second inning. And swings and misses and strikes out on high heat for the second out. That'll take us, let's see the replay of this pitch first. Just 99 above the letters, can't handle it. That'll take us back to the top of the order for CJ. 0 for 1 with a strikeout, 1 for 4 in the series. Need a big 2-out hit here. He's down in count 1-2. Pitch number 43 of the game already for Mizorowski here in the second inning. And he chases a high fastball and strikes out. So he's got 6 strikeouts in 2 innings. So every out's been recorded by strikeout. But he's thrown a ton of pitches, and we're still up 1-0 after 2. We're going to hop ahead to the bottom of the 4th inning. Not much going on for either team. Luis Garcia is going to lead things off for the Nationals here. He's down on the count, 0-2. And a pitch from Mizorowski, and swings and misses at 101 above the letters, up in his eyes. That's how we start the bottom half of the fourth inning. 9th strikeout from Mizorowski. And speaking of strikeouts, Dylan Cruz in. He's 0 for 1. Struck out 5 times already in the postseason. Runs the count full, though. And the pitch is high for ball 4. So there we go. Get one of our speed guys on base. 40-plus stolen bases. Now bring in Tom McVeigh. Got that gift single his last time up. Got a man on first with 1 out. Going to send Cruz on this pitch. Here it comes. And it's a strike. Throw down, and he's in safely. Not even remotely close. So now we have him in scoring position with 1 out. See this replay. Really good jump. Head first slide. Throw wasn't close. Nice close-up view there. All right, back to McVeigh. Down to count 1-2. Man on second, 1 out. And the pitch. It's going to be a smash, and it's over second base, drops. Cruz had to wait on that play, so he's only going to get to third base. He had to wait to see if that was going to be caught by Terang or not. So now we have 2 men on and 1 out. That'll bring in Willie Castro. Just need him to not hit into a double play. Get this ball out of the infield. He's down to count 0-2, though, so we're going to make sure he doesn't strike out either. Here's the pitch. There's a shot in the left field. That's going to get down and into the corner. 1 runs in. McVeigh around second. On his way to third. He rounds third. Here comes the throw. Relay to the plate, and he is in safe. And Castro comes through with a clutch 2-run double. Same area that Garcia hit one yesterday. Just takes the outside pitch. Finds that area down there as it rattles around in the corner. 2 speedy runners score, and that's going to be it for Mizorowski. He's out of this game. We ran up his pitch count, and he's done. That was the game plan. Make him throw a lot of pitches. Get him out of this game early so we can get to their bullpen. And that game plan worked to perfection today. It's coming in out of the pen will be Chad Patrick. See, his 2 innings in the postseason are not good. See what he did during the regular season. 5-5, 4.75 ERA, 16 home runs, and 96 innings. And Harry Ford's going to come up now with a man on second and 1 out. 3-0 lead by the Nationals. 2-2 count on him. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out on the cutter, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring in CJ. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Need to get him going. 1-1 count. Pitch from Patrick. Is a high fly ball to center field, and that one is long gone. Way out of here. 458 feet to dead center by C.J. Abrams. And all of a sudden, we are up 5-0. Wow. I said we needed to get him going, but wasn't quite expecting that. I was hoping for a single or double or something like that. But C.J. flexing the power. Had 27 during the regular season, and he got all of that one. Definitely perfect on the contact there. Just a towering fly ball into the center field stands. We break this game open here in the 4th inning. Now to bring in James Wood. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Need to get him going as well. 0-2 count and the pitch. And swings and misses and strikes out on the cutter to end the inning. But, yeah, we get some more runs. Tack on. We're up 5-0 now as we go to the 5th inning. And lead things off for the Brewers. We shortstop Jet Williams, and he hits a high fly ball to the left, and that one's out of here. And that's in the exact same place that I threw the pitch to Made that he hit out. I don't understand how these guys can turn on that up and in fastball, buried up and in. And, yeah, I still think we're getting in CPU'd here by San Diego Studios, but whatever. Makes it a 5-1 game. See this replay. And, yeah, that was high. That was above the letters, and he turned on it. Wow. Okay, whatever. Still have a 4-run lead. That'll bring in Garrett Mitchell, a right fielder. First pitch to him. Here's a shot into center field. Buxton racing back to the track, to the wall, leaps, and that one's gone. So back-to-back pitches. The Brewers go deep, and they cut this back down to a 3-run deficit. Orton feeling a little bit ambushed here. 420 on that one. There you go, Jimmy. See this replay? Yeah, that was down the middle. Not surprised that one got hit out. The first one I don't agree with, but he got all of that one. That's all the runs they would get in the inning as they claw back into this game. Trail 5-2 as we go to the bottom half of the inning. And lead things off in the bottom of the fifth. B. Byron Buxton. He's 1 for 2. Single, stolen base, scored a run. And the 1-0 pitch to him. It's going to be a ground ball. Base hit up the middle. So it's second hit of the day for Byron. You know we're going to be running with him. The leadoff man on. There he goes. Here's a pitch. And a hit and run. Base hit into left field gap. Buxton around second on his way to third. Rounds third on his way home as Vinny comes in with a hit and run double. Driving in Buxton all the way from first base. Veteran hitting there. Didn't have the greatest jump. Just went with the pitch and hit it right through the hole where the shortstop was. Gets one of those 2 runs back. So we're up 6-2 now, and that'll bring in Luis Garcia. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks on the day. Down on the count 1-2. Patrick's pitch. And there's a little high fly ball in the left center field. Both fielders coming in and off Yelich's glove. And what is going on with the Brewers fielding tonight? Especially their outfielders. That's a second ball that's hit off the heel of a glove. And Vinny had to stay at second base. I wasn't sure if that was going to be caught. Look, listen, these are my sliders for errors. I only have it turned up 1 notch because I don't think there's enough errors. But my goodness. That'll bring in Cruz. 0 for 1 with a walk, a stolen base, a run scored, a strikeout. 2 men on, nobody out. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And strike 3. Took it right at the knees. Outside corner. Painted on the sinker. And that's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring in Tom McVay, the rookie. 2 for 2 with a run scored tonight. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch. And it's a ground ball to first base. Ahern's got it. Throws a second. Oh, and he pulls the shortstop off the bag. And McVay beats the throw back to first. Another error by the Brewers. This reminds me of the Tigers back in 2006 when they couldn't field at all in the World Series against the Cardinals. Easy play, and he just throws him off the bag. And McVay's speed gets to the first base bag first. So now we have bases loaded. 1 out. Willie Castro already has a 2-run double in this game. Stepping back in. Trying to do more damage. 2-2 count. Here's a pitch. Here's a shot in the left center field. That's going to get down. 1 runs in. Here comes another. McVay around third. They're going to send him home. And a bases clearing 3-run double by Willie Castro. He's driven in 5 runs in the last 2 innings. See this pitch over the middle, just inside outs it, into the gap. And we have blown this game wide open here in the 4th and 5th innings. My goodness. And that's going to be it. They're going back to the bullpen. Defense didn't help them very much either. A couple of errors, but can't be throwing pitches down the middle and getting hammered. And new pitcher out of the bullpen is going to be a lefty, Aaron Ashby. See, he has had a good postseason so far in his 1 appearance. Here's his numbers during the season. 93 innings pitched. Did give up 10 home runs, but he was a excellent reliever out of the pen. He's going to face Harry Ford, who's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Nationals up 9-2 here in the 5th. Full count on Ford. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly to ball left, and that one's gone too. Wow. What a game by the Nationals. We just can't stop hitting extra base hits. And Harry Ford gets his first professional postseason home run. 399 to left field. Crowd's going nuts. Fireworks going off. Cats and dogs playing together. And, offensive explosion in the 4th and 5th inning as we are now up 11-2. Who saw this coming? See this replay. Turns on the pitch, and it was absolutely torched into the foggy, cloudy sky. And, wow. I said we needed to get a little bit better on the offensive side. Didn't expect this output. And that'll bring in CJ. He homered his last time deep to center field. Nobody on, 1 out, and a 2-1 count. Pitch from Ashby. That's going to be a shot into left field, and Yelich catches it this time. Doesn't bounce off the heel of his glove. That's a second out of the inning, and that'll bring in James Wood, who's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Got to get him going. Full count on Wood. And the pitch from Ashby is outside for ball 4, so he'll draw a walk, and the inning continues for the Nationals. Now to bring in Buxton. He's 2 for 2. 2 runs, stolen base. 1 on, 2 out. 11-2 lead here in the 5th. And it's going to be a ground ball through the right side, and another base hit, 3rd hit of the day for Buxton. As this inning continues, Buxton let off the inning, so we batted around the lineup, around the horn. That's one of my friends used to say, batted around the horn. And they'll bring in Vinny now with 2 on and 2 out and a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Here's a high fly ball in the left field. Yelich racing back to the track, to the wall. Up against the wall, he's got it as Vinny bidding for another extra base hit. Possible 3-run shot gets taken away, but huge inning there, and we're up 11-2 after 5 innings. My goodness. We're going to hop to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still 11-2. Willie Castro, 2 for 2, 2 doubles, 5 RBI. Facing Jared Koenig, another lefty out of the pen for Milwaukee. 1-2 count and the pitch. And it's going to be a little shot over second, and that's going to drop for his 3rd hit of the day. So have a game 2, Willie Castro. Didn't expect that out of the bottom of the order. That'll bring in Harry Ford. Hit that long home run his last time up. Got 1 on and nobody out. Down to count 1-2. And the pitch from Koenig. And it's a pop-up on the infield. Terang's going to settle under it and wait for it to come down. And he's got it for the first out. I think Harry just missed that one. That'll bring in CJ. Already has a big 2-run homer earlier. First pitch to him. There's a shot to right field, and that one's gone. What is going on? CJ's second home run of the night, his second deep bomb. 414 this time. And it is 13-2, guys. I know he had some power in this team, but my goodness, what a flex. And CJ loving the Brewers pitching. And that's lefty on lefty, and he got all of it. See this replay. Man. Brewers pitchers can get whiplash from turning and watching all these shots to the outfield. That'll bring in James Wood. He's got a full count. Nobody on and 1 out. And the pitch is inside for ball 4, so he walks again. Koenig struggling now. That'll bring in Buxton. He's 3 for 4, 3 singles, 2 runs, stole a bag. It's down to count 0-2. Here's the pitch. And jam shot, pop up on the infield. O'Hearn settles under it. I'm not going to wait. And yeah, he does catch it. You never know with these guys. He dropped 2 balls already, made a throwing error. And that's going to be it for Koenig's throwing a lot of pitches. Going to get him out of this inning. Go back to the bullpen. See who they bring in. And it's going to be the right-hander, Grant Anderson, pitched in yesterday's game. So he hasn't given up a run yet. See if we can change that around. Vinny's going to step in with 1 on and 2 out. 13-2 lead. 2-2 count. And the pitch from Anderson is on the way. Here's a shot in the left center field. That's going to get down all the way to the wall. The runner's going to round third. He's going to come in as Wood's going to score all the way from first base. Another RBI double by Vinny to left center field. And the offense just can't stop scoring runs. We're up 14-2 now, and Luis Garcia is going to step in, having a rough one, 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts on the day. Down on the count, 0-1. And the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Vinny's around third. Here comes the throw, and it is on the first base side. That lets him get in, and now it's 15-2 Nats. Tack on run after tack on run. Hey, save some of these for tomorrow. That's going to be all we would score, like it wasn't enough already. And we're up 15-2 after 7 innings here in Game 2 of the NLDS. My. And now we're going to Hop to the bottom of the 8th. They went down 1-2-3 in the top half. Kevin Kelly's going to come in. See if he's the next punching bag for our offense today. Remember him from my Tampa Bay Rays franchise. Tom McVay is going to try and get more offense going here in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch to him. And it's going to be a ground ball off the pitcher to third base. And McVay's going to beat it out for his third hit of the day. As we've beaten their pitcher twice today. That'll bring in Willie. He's 3 for 3. 2 doubles, a singles, driven in 5. Scored 3 runs. 1 on, nobody out. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. There's a shot to right field. Mitchell racing back to the track, to the wall, and it's gone! Willie Castro! My goodness, his 4th hit of the day. He's driven in 7 runs. 2 doubles and a home run. Having a career night here in the Game 2 of the NLDS. My. Seriously, we need to save some runs for tomorrow. This is just ridiculous. See this replay, and that was inner half. He turned on it and yanked it into the bullpen. And we are up 17-2. What a crazy game. And that'll bring in Harry Ford. He's homered tonight. Nobody on, nobody out. Here's the pitch. And he hits a fly ball in the right field. Mitchell will get to this one. And that will be the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And we head back to the top of the order. C.J. Abrams, 2 for 5 with 2 home runs, 4 RBI on the night. Nobody on, 1 out. 0-1 pitch from Kelly. Here's a high fly ball in the right field. Mitchell racing back to the track, to the wall, and it's gone! C.J. Abrams, 3 home run game. And the Nationals are now up 18-2. Man, where's the mercy rule? I know we don't have it in pro sports, but my goodness. Brewers pitchers are like, can we please just get this game over with? He turns on it and hammers it. So who's had the better game? 3 home run game by Abrams or the 7 RBIs by Castro? We're going to hop to the top of the 9th inning. Brewers have the bases loaded on 3 singles. Roki Sasaki in, trying to finish this off. And it's going to be inside for a ball. Jake Rogers. 0-1 pitch, going to be a ground ball. McVay's got it. He'll race to the bag. And we finally get this game over with as the Nationals absolutely destroyed the Brewers. 18-2 in Game 2 of the NLDS. Even this series back up. Lost in all of this was Cade Horton having a great game. Only gave up 2 runs on 2 solo shots. And look at the guys. The young guys are all excited. Hopefully that will shake off the disappointing loss in Game 1 and get them going the rest of the series. See Mizorowski, 9 Ks, but didn't pitch 4 innings. Horton only gives up 2 runs on the 2 homers as Willie goes 4 for 4. CJ hits 3 home runs. And this series is tied as we go back to Milwaukee. Wow, what a game. Let's look at this box score. 2 hits for Aranda, 2 hits for Mitchell. Home runs by Mitchell and Williams. No walks for them. They made 3 errors. And we get 18 runs on 17 hits. We struck out 15 times. So we scored 18 runs and struck out 15 times. How do you do that? Go to our side. 3 hits for CJ. Drives in 5. 3 hits for Buxton. 2 for Pasquantino. 2 RBI doubles from him. 3 hits for McVay. 4 for 4 Castro. Drives in 7. Ford with a home run. We had 4 doubles and 5 home runs in this game. And we still, like I said, struck out 15 times. A couple of steals. Horton with a great start. Roki made it interesting in the 9th, but it was 18-2 at that point. It didn't really matter. Just needed to get the game over. And yeah, convincing win here in Game 2 of the NLDS. Now on to the all-important Game 3 of this crazy NLDS. We head to Milwaukee American Family Field, formerly Miller Park. And you can see they have the roof open on a day game. We're going to have a lot of crazy shadows. This series is tied at 1. Winner of this series going to have only 1 more win to go to clinch. So hopefully we can get this first game on the road and not need to win 2 in a row. See that 5-1 comeback win by Milwaukee in Game 1 and the 18-2 pounding by Washington in Game 2. We'll just see what this game holds. Usually when you score a lot of runs like that, you don't get a lot of runs the next game. Gonna need a really good pitching performance today by Brad Lord as Michael King, ground ball specialist, on the mound for the Brewers. And you can already see the sunshine is going to be an issue with the shadows. And Michael King, their starter, see what he did in his first start in the postseason. Not too bad. Not outstanding, but not too bad. You can see what he did during the season. 7-11 with a 5.38 ERA, 28 home runs allowed in 157 innings. Gave up 185 hits, so maybe the offense that we generated last game can carry over in this one as C.J. Abrams, 3 home run night. He's going to try and start things off for the Nationals. He's down in count 0-1. You can see how bad these shadows are. And he's going to rip this right to first base to Ryan O'Hearn. And that's the first out of the first inning here in Game 3. See our lineup. We moved Castro up to 6. Put Cruz down to 8. Everything else stays the same. And that'll bring in James Wood, struggling at 125. Did have a couple of walks last game, so he got on base. Just need him to get better contact, put the ball in play more. He's down in count 0-2. Here's the pitch. And jam shot, pop up down the third base line, foul territory. Ortiz is going to have that for the second out. Ate him up on that inside pitch. And that'll bring in Byron Buxton. Big 3-hit game yesterday, at least game 2. There's a day off between these games. 2-2 count on Buxton. Nobody on, 2 out. Here in the first, and a pitch. And swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt. Throw down to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Michael King and the Brewers as we head to the bottom of the first inning. As I said, all-important Game 3. Got to stay on point and get this win on the road. It's Frelick, Yelich, and O'Hearn will lead off for the Brewers. And on the mound for us, Brad Lord. Good starts. He's been outstanding. He's had a one-hitter earlier this year, and he's had some bad starts where I call him Brad Goodlord instead because he's up and down. See what we get today. It's been proved. Did not have a good first year with us. Improved last year, improved more this year. And he's finding a spot in our rotation, probably long-term, as he's going to face Sal Frelick to start this game. Frelick back in the game after Perkins dropped that one ball earlier in Game 2. And check swing, that's strike 3, and that's how we start the bottom of the first inning. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. See their lineup changed again. Frelick back in, leading off. Yelich and left field. Chirrillo back hitting cleanup. Aranda drops to 5. Turang drops from 1 to 6. And Made is back in at short. I have no idea why they subbed all those bench guys in, but I'm not going to complain since we pounded them. Christian Yelich will step in. Nobody on and 1 out and a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And chases a circle change and strikes out for the second out of the inning. So 2 Ks for Lord to start this Game 3. That'll bring in Ryan O'Hearn. See his postseason numbers. He's down to count 1-2. And the pitch from Lord is strike 3 on the outside corner. And a quick 1-2-3 bottom of the first as Brad Lord strikes out the side. That's the start we needed. Need to demoralize these guys and their fans as we go to the second inning. It's scoreless. And leading things off for the Nats be Vinny Pasquantino. That pair of RBI doubles in Game 2. Down to count 1-2. Look at that shadow creep towards the mound. Here's the pitch. And strike 3 on the inside corner. Looking for something else and gets the sinker. Painted pitch there by King. That's his second strikeout of the game. See this replay. And yeah, inside right there. Looking for something else over the plate. That'll bring in Luis Garcia. Nobody on and 1 out. This park is much better to hit in when it's nighttime and the roof is closed. Here's the pitch, and here's a high fly ball in the center field. Frelick running over in the shadows, and he'll take that for the second out. That'll bring in Willie Castro. Look at that, 7-14, 1 home run, 7 RBI. Had the game of his life in Game 2. It's down to count 0-2. And the pitch from King is swung on and missed on the sweeper, and he strikes out. So we go down 1-2-3 again here in the second inning. Both pitchers on a roll early. So we go to bottom of the second. It's scoreless. And leading off for the Brewers, right fielder Jackson Trio. See what he's done in the postseason, which makes it even more puzzling why he wasn't in the lineup yesterday. He's down in a count 1-2. And the pitch. And strike three at the letters. Four-seam fastball. And Lord has struck out the first four batters he's faced today. That'll bring in Jonathan Aranda, having a good postseason. Got to keep him off base and keep him in the park. He's down in count 1-2. Here's the pitch from Lord. And it's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Grabbed there by Abrams. Throw to first. And he's out. Second out of the inning. Aranda does not have speed. Can hit the ball, can't run. And that'll bring in Bryce Terang, struggling in the postseason. Thus why he's dropped all the way to sixth in the order. Full count on him. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball into center field. Buxton racing back, and he'll have that. And it's a 1-2-3 second inning for both teams. 6 up, 6 down on both sides as we're scoreless through 2 innings. And we would go down 1-2-3 again in the top of the third. So we go to the bottom of the third inning. Jesus Mate leading things off. That home run was hit off McClanahan in game 1. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to short. Abrams got it. Fire to first. And there's one down. One shortstop gunning down the other. And that'll bring in catcher Jake Rogers, having a good postseason. You'll see him against our right-handed pitchers. And the pitch from Lord. There's a shot into right center field. Racing back is Buxton and Cruz, and it is gone. It just snuck over the wall into the bullpen. And the Brewers take an early 1-0 lead. Opposite field home run by Jake Rogers. Thought that was going to get down and go off the wall, but it just kept carrying and snuck out. So Milwaukee breaks through. First hit, first run of the game for either team. And they get on the board and try to build some momentum here in game 3. See this pitch. Left it out over the plate, and he went with it and just drove it over the right center field wall. And that'll bring in Joey Ortiz, having a dreadful postseason. Nobody on and 1 out. It's down in the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. And strike 3. Takes a fastball right down the middle, and that's his second out of the inning. Strikeout number 5 for Brad Lord. That'll take us back to the top of the order. Sal Frelick 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's also struggling in the postseason. Runs the count full, though. Here's the pitch from Lord. And high for ball 4, so they get a man on first now with 2 down. That'll bring in Christian Yelich. Struck out his first time 0 for 5 in the postseason. Still a dangerous hitter. And there goes the runner. Pitches high, and throwdown is not in time. Stolen base by Frelick. That'll put a man in scoring position with 2 out now. 2-2 count, and here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out on slider down and in. Strikeout number 6 for Brad Lord. But Jake Rogers takes some Apo Taco. And the Brewers are up 1-0 here after 3. And CJ is going to lead things off here in the top of the 4th inning. We've had 9 up and 9 down so far. Looking for our first base runner. Count even at 2. And a pitch from King on the way. And swing and a miss on a sweeper that ate him up down and in. And that's the first out of the inning. Strikeout number 4 for King. That'll bring in James Wood. Fouled out to third base his first time, hitting 111. Really need to get his bat going. Works the count full. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball in the left field. Yelich racing back to the track, to the wall, and it's gone! James Wood says, hey, I can do that too. Apo Taco to left field this time. And this game is tied. These teams can't stop hitting home runs. Hey, I said I need to get his bat going. That's exactly what I meant. Takes that pitch and just drives it. Outside pitch. Yelich just ran out of room over there in left field. Now we're even up at 1, and Byron Buxton will step in 0 for 1 with a strikeout. See if he can get on base and use his legs. 1-1 count. And a pitch from King on the way. There's a high fly ball in the left center field. Yelich racing over, shy of the track, and he'll get this one for the second out. Tough Sunfield over there in left field. That'll bring in Vinny, 2 for 10 with 2 RBI doubles in the series. 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. King's thrown a ton of pitches. This is his 23rd pitch this inning. And the 2-2 pitch is a ground ball to short. Made's got it, turns and throws, and that's the third out. But the Nationals use the long ball by James Wood to even up this game at 1. We are going to the bottom of the 4th inning in this pitcher's duel. And we're actually going to pick it up in the bottom of the 5th inning as nobody's done anything on offense outside of those 2 home runs. Bryce Terang up, nobody on, nobody out, 0-2 count. And he's going to take strike 3 at the letters on the inside corner. And that's how we start the bottom of the 5th. Strikeout number 7 for Brad Lord. See this replay. Absolutely painted at the letters on the inside corner. Now bring in shortstop Jesus Made, the switch hitter. 1 for 5 with a home run in the series. Down in a count, 1-2. And the pitch from Lord on the way. It's going to be a ground ball to first. McVay has it. He'll step on the bag, and there's 2 down. That'll bring in Jake Rogers. Solo shot his last time up. He's hitting 400 in the postseason. Got him down in the count, 0-2, though. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss on a high fastball, and he strikes him out. That's strikeout number 8 for Brad Lord. He's only had 1 bad pitch the whole game, as he is on a roll, and we are tied through 5. And lead things off here in the 6th inning. Dylan Cruz 0 for 1 with a ground out, hitless in the postseason. Got to get him on base and use his wheels. He's got a full count. Here's the pitch. And inside for ball 4 as you see the shadows cover most of the field now. A little bit easier to bat. See the pitches. You know we're going to send him right away. Here's the pitch. There he goes. And taken for a strike. Throw down. And he's in safe with a stolen base. Now we got a man in scoring position. Nobody out for Harry Ford. He only has 1 hit in the series himself. There's a high fly ball in the center field. Frelick racing back. Shy of the track. He's got it. Cruz tags. He's going to go to third. So now we're going to have a man on third with less than 2 out as the throw comes all the way to home. Almost overthrew it. And that'll bring in CJ. 0 for 2 on the day. 4 hits in the series and 3 of them are homers. Just need him to hit a ground ball up the middle, hit a fly ball to the outfield, give us a 2-1 lead. Got a full count, though. I'll take a walk. Here's the pitch. There's going to be a ground ball to first base. Cruz breaks for the plate. O'Hearn's going to take the easy out at first. And that'll give us a 2-1 lead on that productive RBI ground out by CJ. And that's going to be it for King. Pitched an incredible game. Not sure why they're taking him out. He hasn't pitched poorly at all. He's been fairly dominant, actually. He's only given up 1 hit, and that was a solo shot to James Wood. But he's done for the day. Coming in out of the pen, going to be Chad Patrick. He's had a very rough postseason, very rough series in this. Look at this. He gave up 6 runs, 2 earned in 1 inning, 4 hits allowed, struck out 3. So, yeah, come on in. See if we can get the offense going here. James Wood will step in. Our only hit of the game, solo shot in the 4th. Nobody on, 2 out. There's a high fly ball into left field. Yelich over towards the line in the sunshine, and he's got it for the 3rd out. But we manufacture a run, a walk, a stolen base, move to 3rd on a fly out, and then an RBI ground out. And we'll see what the Brewers do here in the bottom half of this inning. And we're going to pick this up in the top of the 9th. Offenses on both sides struggling badly to do anything. It's still 2-1. And we still have 1 hit. They still have 2. That's it. 2-2 pitch to Ford. His little tapper in front of the plate. Pitcher Matsui's got it. High throw, but he gets him for the 1st out here in the 9th inning. That'll bring in CJ. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, but he does have the RBI ground out that gave us the lead. I'm not sure if it's the hangover from all the offense, the shadows, or what's going on, but offense on both sides is at a premium. Here's a high fly ball down the right field line towards the corner, and it's gone! CJ goes deep again. He's got 5 hits in this series, and 4 of them are home runs. My goodness. What a breakout series by CJ Abrams. I know we signed that big extension, and he's saying, guys, this is who I am. You didn't waste your money. Look at this. Turns on the inside pitch. His second home run off the left-handed pitcher in the series. And now it's 3-1 Nationals as James Wood steps in. We have 2 hits and both are home runs. He's down to count 0-2 to Matsui. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to first. O'Hearn's got it. He'll race to the bag for the second out. Talk about making the most of what you get. And they're going back to the pen. This guy just loved taking pitchers out in the middle of the inning. Matsui is done. And coming in as another left-hander, Aaron Ashby. Should have been bringing him in. He hasn't allowed a run in the postseason this year. He's going to come in and face the right-hander Byron Buxton with nobody on and 2 out. Here's a ground ball to third, snagged by Ortiz. Throw to first, and that's the 3rd out. But the Nationals get a tack-on run as CJ goes deep again. We're up 3-1. Head to the bottom of the 9th. And coming in out of the pen, our closer, Pete Fairbanks, struggled at the end of the year, but we're going to put him right back into that closing role. Had 34 saves during the regular season. And the first man he's going to face is Sal Frelick. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. Hitless in the series. 0-1 count. And here's the pitch. Here's a shot in the left center field. Wood racing over, and he can't get to it. It gets by him and goes to the wall. Buxton gets that ball back in quickly. And Frelick's going to be on with a leadoff double. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. Christian Yelich, dangerous hitter. 2-2 count, and it's outside for ball 3. Full count now. Ryan O'Hearn on deck. He has home run power. Reset, 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. And he misses just high. Ball 4. So now they're going to have 2 men on and nobody out. And O'Hearn can go deep. 1 for 10 in the series, but he could walk this game off with 1 swing of the bat. Down to count 0-2. Here's the pitch. And painted for strike 3 on the outside corner. Big out there. Get the first out of the inning. See this replay. And Pete just right there. Locks him up. Outside corner. Strike 3 at the knees. That'll bring in Jackson Trio, who has homered in this series. 1 on, 2 out. 2 strikeouts today for him, though. 2-2 count, and the pitch. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Throw to second for 1. Relay to first, and there we go. 1-6-3 double play. Bails us out of this 9th inning jam. And the Nationals ride 2 solo shots and an RBI ground out to a 3-1 win here in Game 3. Brad Lord pitches an absolute gem. And we take a 2-1 lead in this series. Looking to wrap this series up in Game 4. We have all the momentum going right now. See the line score. Brad Lord, 1 hit, 1 walk, 9 Ks. Only run was a home run. King only allowed 1 hit, 2 runs. Rogers and Wood with homers, and CJ with a tack-on homer. And this team has got the momentum, and they got the belief. Let's go to this box score. Again, 2 guys at the top of the order with hits, driving all 3 runs. We only had 1 walk, but we only struck out 6 times. Wood and CJ goes deep. Cruz with a steal. Lord, what a great performance there. Bullpen only allows 2 hits, and we had 13 strikeouts on their side. Hit by Frelick in the 9th. Rogers, 2 hits. King didn't pitch poorly at all. Bullpen actually pitched well, although Matsui did give up the home run, and we're 1 win away from going to the NLCS. And with that 2-1 lead in the series now, Reynaldo Lopez will look to finish things off in Game 4 facing Quinn Priester. That game will be its own episode. And if we win, then we go on to the NLCS. If we lose, we'll come back and play Game 5 with Shane McClanahan against Brandon Sproat in a rematch of Game 1. But hey guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out, hit that notification bell so you know when the next episode goes live. And we will be back very soon with Game 4. See if we can wrap this thing up, win 3 straight, and get us on to the next round. You guys take care and go Nats.